2b2t.org is Minecraft's oldest anarchy server. It's a server that's been on the same map since December of 2010 and is over 3.8 terabytes in size and has seen over 200,000 players. And you'd think after all this time the server would be a complete wasteland, but surprisingly, players over the years have created a vast network of easy to navigate highways, roads, paths, and tunnels for traveling. The server has highways in the overworld, the Nether, and even the end. 2b2t's most famous highways are found in the Nether. Highways that start at 00 and go out each of the 4 cardinal directions and can take players all the way to the overworld world border at 30 million blocks. Players typically travel these highways by horse, pig, or just walking. Now this video is not about the highways that everybody knows about, like the Nether highways, the diagonals, or even the Southern Canal. This is about some of the lesser known roads that probably 99% of the players have never seen or heard of before. Hey everybody, BarrenDome back again for another showcase of one of the infamous highways that are on 2b2t. This one that I'm going to show you today actually is probably, I wouldn't say really well known, but probably hundreds of people pass it every single day and they don't even realize it. In case you're wondering where I'm at right now, I'm on one of the diagonal highways in the Nether on 2b. In the Nether, the highways are the cardinal directions of north, south, east, and west, and then they also have diagonals that go off. And this is one of the diagonals, and the entrance to this highway is right off the diagonal, and in fact it's only 1,000 blocks from spawn. The reason I'm going to tell you where the coordinates are at is because this particular highway has already been shown to people. Back in September of 2016, Mines, another 2b2t YouTuber, actually showed off this highway. And I thought it'd be best to go back, revisit the highway, see how much it's changed, or maybe it hasn't changed, and show it off as, you know, another alternate passageway or highway for people to travel. This particular highway is kind of what's considered a ring road. And by what I mean by that is a ring road is a road or a series of roads that go around a central town or area. In our particular case, this ring road is going 1,000 blocks around spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my coordinates. So you can see I'm at 1,039. That's Nether coordinates, which is 3,800 overworld. And right off the diagonal is one of these little things. And they look differently from each of the different diagonals. They're not all like this. They probably were back in the day when they were originally built. But probably a lot of them have since been destroyed or just changed, and you just don't even notice it. And the thing about this is, most of the Nether travel that people do on 2b2t is at Y level 120, which is right below bedrock, which you can see right here. If you've never been on 2b2t before, we cannot get on top of the Nether bedrock because that has been disabled. It prevents people from just loading massive chunks and overfilling the size of the map. So the plugin keeps us below the bedrock, and that's why a whole series of Nether tunnels have been built here. So you can see there are 3 high, 4 high in certain areas allow for horse travel. And that's what's kind of really good about this one, because this is stairways down. It's built high enough for horse travel if you are riding a horse, because you want to get in and out quick as possible before anybody notices you. So we're going to go down. I'm going to show this particular road off, see how much has changed from Mines' video from September, was that a little over 2 years ago, 2 years, 3 months, something like that. So a long time. But the thing is, if you've never looked down or you don't know about this, chances are the majority of people have just breezed right by it. So let's head on down and I can kind of show it to you. So it's this whole thing it's got obsidian in the middle and cobble in the inner layers, and then stone bricks on the outer layers. So it's this 5 wide thing. So we're just going to keep following it. Obviously there's going to be some destroyed sections. Nothing's perfect. And we're going to come right down to here. So this is a world download. I am on a world download. I'm not on 2b2t right now, just because the server is down. There's still a lot of lag lately, so I thought it'd be best to do this with a world download. So it's easier to show you guys, and we don't have to worry about disconnects or any issues like that, or spam in the chat. So we're here in the corner, 1,000 by 1,000. So 2,000 that direction, it's going to turn, and then 2,000 that direction. Because remember, if you go 1,000, you're at 0. You go another 1,000, you're at negative 1,000. So this is a 2,000 by 2,000 square. So you completely can go around spawn, and pretty much no one would ever see you unless they happen to come over one of the diagonals or one of the cardinal directions. And yeah, my world download only downloads the 5 chunk radius. So obviously you're going to see some weird areas off in the distance. This is not actually how 2B2T looks on certain areas. It's just because of my world download, and it's trying to regenerate new terrain because my render distance is further than what it sees. So let's start just traveling down one direction. Kind of point out areas that have changed from what I saw from Mines' video. And we'll just kind of take a look around. So let's get going. So yeah, I am on this is game mode 1 right now, so I'm in creative. I turned off all the mobs, so I don't have to worry about all of them. So yeah, you can see that this is, I mean, you can kind of see, like, this is typical of 2B2T Nether. Just stuff everywhere. But the road is looking good. You know, now actually let me turn on my auto sprint. So instead of walking, we actually go a little faster. And as you can see from this part of the road, it's looking clean. No real issues. And when I looked over Mines' video, he didn't show the entire area, but what he did show, it probably looked like it had been built at least less than a year from when he showed it. But because September was, that whole summer was from Russia, so there was probably a lot of influx of new players. But even then, from what he showed, there was not much damage at all of the trail. Couple there. Yeah, I love it when you can travel through areas of 2B2T like this, where it's close to spawn, but a little bit of the ways, so you can kind of see just some of the chaos that's there from what the people have done. Now this is something else that's kind of everywhere. Around, I think it's every 250 blocks, there's a portal that's been put in. And from what I've seen, most of them are still active, which is kind of cool. A little bit in the missing pathway there, but still, we're 600 in, still looking pretty good. Yeah, like I said, these kind of pathways that you can go around an area of 2B2T spawn and not have to worry about PvP or anything like that. It's such a time saver. Let's see, here's another portal. A little bit of missing obsidian right there. Now we might see some signs that have some questionable terms on them. So 2011 sign. So maybe this was built a lot earlier than I thought. You know, when I did this world download, I wasn't particularly paying attention to too many of the signs. I kind of just did a quick run around to get the world download. But it was nice to actually see that sign. So if that's true, then this is, you know, an 8-year-old pathway that still survives for the moment today to easily get people in and out. But what I like about this particular pathway is it's big enough that someone can take a horse in, and just the range that it goes around spawn. So here's a pathway back up to this is going to be the southern path. So this at positive 64x, that'll take you up to the up there. Back up to 120 level. Might have been a portal there that someone made extra. Because when they built the portals for this specifically, they put in like a little separate area for that. And here's another stairs at the negative 64. And you can see the stairs. Those ones are still intact. So yeah, surprisingly, this pathway is still really good quality, very much open area. The stairs that take you up to Y20, because usually what happens is if you're in a different area, if you come through a portal with a horse, you have to try to get that horse up to a higher level of the bigger pathways, and that can be such a pain. But with this particular road where they got the stairs that go up there, that's horse height, is perfect. That's a broken portal. This is interesting. They repaired it with obsidian, but alright. And someone towered up right there. So first corner looks still really good. They got the staircase right here to prevent you from falling over the edge. I mean fences, not staircase. That's the staircase. But yeah, it's still done up. Road away from spawn, mad minecart, January 2019. So he was here recently after I made the, just before I made the world download. I just made the world download probably about a week ago. Alright, now we're heading north. So right now we're on the negative, actually this is off. They're off by 1 block. Yep, they built it off by 1 block. I won't tell anybody. Imagine being the person that gets like halfway through here, placing all the obsidian, and you're like, damn it, I'm off. And they're like, forget it, I'm just doing the whole thing. That's what I would do. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna roll with it, I don't care. Yeah, even there are lots of different roads and pathways. But this one's broken. Yeah, 2B2T has lots of different pathways, roads around spawn. Don't get me wrong, there's tons of them around. You can get them at pretty much everywhere at Y level 120 all the way down to level 5. The reason I like this one is because it's someone created this road here, 5 wide, what is this, 5 high, the whole way obsidian, cobblestone, stone brick, place portals. They try to think every 250 blocks. Yeah, here comes another one. So someone created this, and yeah, there are like smaller, 1x2 holes that you can travel through, but this is horse passable. You can entity speed it. You can quickly get in and out before anybody even knows you're there. That's why I like this pathway. Someone tried to block it there, but then they broke it. Yeah, you can tell certain parts of the road were dug out so they're perfectly square. Other ones, it looked like they probably TNT'd it, because that's why it's all jagged along the sides. And then they put the path down. So we've got some damage here. So we've got the same case. Remember the staircase at 64, 65. So if we go a little further, there should be one at negative 65. So yeah, we've got some damage now to the road. Of course, it's over the lava pit. So you can see all the areas that are all jacked up from lava, where there used to be netherrack, but obviously it's all been destroyed. So a little bit of damage, but a couple people repaired it, and we're on our way. So here's a little bit more damage. The portal's gone. Staircase is there, which is nice. Pretty much intact too. You can get easily up and down it. So we've seen a little bit of damage, probably 100 blocks of medium damage, I would consider it. If there was a big gap in the road where I couldn't walk across, I consider that some heavy damage. But the fact is, I didn't have to jump. I could easily walk across the edges. It's just a little bit of damage. If someone came through here with, a couple blocks and, easily repaired it, it would be perfectly fine. So we got another portal, 250. It looks like someone made... path that way. The path that way. Yep, coming up to the next part. A little bit of damage right there. You can definitely see all the way down. That's probably been withers down there. That's why there's right down to bedrock. So here's the next part. You can see the staircase there. There's been some damage. And you can see there it goes up. And that'll take you up to 250. Or, sorry, 120. Oh, we got another portal right here at the edge. Some fencing, and then another. Looks like it keeps going off in that diagonal. It's cool, someone that keeps the next row going. Alright, let's go down the next section. See what kind of damage we're dealing with, or if it's still a pretty good pathway. So this is kind of a different, that they have one. We just went up 100 over there, and they've got another road right here at 900. Okay, now we're coming up to something kind of interesting. Now, I watched Mine's original video. This blue concrete was not here before. So someone added this, but it's weird. Why would you put a trail in at -64? But yeah, this staircase is still in good shape. I wonder if they just repaired it with the concrete. Yeah, this was not here before when Mines did his video 2 years ago. So it's kind of interesting to see. Oh, we got a little bit of damage here. Some more. There's another walkway through that someone just made. Got a little bit of blockage there that we can't easily jump over. So there should be... So this is probably the most damaged staircase we've seen so far. The obsidian is still there, but almost all the cobble and stone is gone. So yeah, they probably blew this whole area right apart, where they put a wither there. And then, of course, once again, once you get a little away from that, the road's completely fine. Alright, we're coming up to our last corner before we head back to where we started. So we got a little bit of damage here. People pillared up or create spiral staircases. Yep, the portal's gone. Fences are gone. Most of the floor is gone here. Staircase is there, nice. That's not an issue. A little bit of damage there, not catastrophic. All right, this is our final side of the ring road. Yep, here we go. Now we've got some damage. So here's the 65, -65 staircase, and as you can tell, a lot of stuff has been going on here. So at least have the center pathway. Some has been repaired since the obsidian is missing. You can tell probably put some withers around here just because the amount of bedrock you can see. They've destroyed everything around here. But the road is, there's still a road per se. We got a little bit of scrambling over here. Watch the path. Yeah, this is the most destroyed section of the entire highway there. Yep. And then there's the other staircase up, which has been partially destroyed, but you can still easily walk up it. And just like that, back on the road. Okay, we've only got 500 more blocks to go, and then we'll be right back to where we started. Yeah, so for the most part, this entire ring road highway around spawn still in really good shape. Just a couple sections that are still kind of destroyed, but for the most part, completely open. You ride your horses here, no problem. Entity speed it. A great way to get around spawn if you don't want to have to cut directly through spawn. If you're going from, the southeast and you want to go northwest, come up to the ring road and just, hook around it, and it just makes for a quick travel. And you don't have to deal with any hassles. Because once you get close to spawn, sometimes the highways get a little bit harder to traverse. So this makes it for a great great way to just bypass all that. And here we are. We're coming right back up to where we started. Boom, just like that. So that was a 2000 by 2000 ring road all the way around spawn. It took me 30 minutes. I was sprinting the entire time. If you had food, it'd be no issue. But yeah, 30 minutes. I went all the way around that complete circle right back to where I was at. So if you figured you were going from one corner to the opposite corner, 15 minutes instead of cutting straight through spawn, you can completely go around it and you don't have to deal with any hassles around that. So this particular highway is it was a great find for me. I remember seeing a video, like I said, 2 years ago when mine showed it off, but it was nice to come back here, revisit it, see that it's, 99% still intact after all these years. So that's really awesome. So I recommend if you guys want to completely go around spawn, hit up on the ring road. That's here at Y level 64, 1,000 from spawn in the Nether. And it'll make your life definitely a lot easier for traveling in the Nether. So you guys have any questions or comments about this particular highway, hit me up in the comments and I'll get right back to you. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.